She can't hear me. So I got this new mic, and I'm excited about it because it's really small, and there's no these wires coming through. I'm not going to be eating it. Hello, welcome to Yoga for Recovery. I am calling this one the COVID edition because yes, me and my wife and child have all tested positive. Despite us wearing masks all the time and been vaccinated, we somehow also contracted the COVID. Yeah. I first started getting an inkling that something was up on Friday or Saturday because I just had this, when I have my asthma attacks, they all kind of just dig into my lungs, and there's like this thick bronchial. It just by Saturday night, it was like this isn't feeling. Week hang out, reminiscing about what we did last summer during lockdown. So let's start in our poses for tonight. We're gonna just do one series of standing poses. Oh, I forgot to tell you the joke of the day. These are mostly courtesy of Tim Bates. If he ever decides to watch this, why don't pirates ever take showers before walking the plank? Yeah, it's because they'll wash up on shore. Bring your arms up overhead and clasp your hands together and just push your hips out to one side and tip over to the other. And when you inhale, just come back a little bit. Then exhale, push out. And then inhale up. Back out through your nose. And when you exhale, pull it into your belly and be more purposeful. But on the exhale, you're just trying to let it collapse. Okay, let's come to the other side. Push your hip out, tip over to the side. Be very conscious about moving with your breathing, like physically moving, even if it's not very much, but then breathing while you move. Good. And we'll come back, and then we'll do the same thing going backwards. Exhale. Try to leave your hips right where they are and just lean back with your shoulders and your torso. Good. And let's And the goal in the forward fold is to bring your chest down to your thighs and let your hands hang there. So when we inhale, exhale, come down. And then when you inhale, you can start to feel your breath against your thighs because you're usually low enough where you can at least All right. So let's come down to the mat, and we're going to do a frog pose, which we've done before, and I've told you that these are some of my least favorite. One of my least favorite poses, simply because it's not comfortable, but it's just really effective in starting to open up your hips. And I'm going to do it one way, then I'm going to do it sideways so that you can see it. So what the idea is that you're going to try to bring your knees as wide as you can, and stick your toes out so that your legs look like frog legs. Bring your hands down in front of you. And again, you're just trying to open up your knees as far as they will let you. Not going too far. And then inhale here into your belly. And then as you exhale, push your hips back. You can definitely tell that I did not race this weekend, because I am feeling remarkably open-hipped. I was announcing on Saturday, though. Two past winners won, one for the very first time in a big race, and one had his highest finish ever in the 35 plus open race, which is no joke of an event. So instead of getting like the World Cup curse or whatever you get, World Champion curse, if you win the Simple Endurance Prize, Gritty Prize of the Day award, then you are destined for great things. It is a great honor. Sarah Sopinski had an amazing ride, and Sarah Kelnhofer had her first. Sarah rides her brains out and is often in third or fourth, and just pulled it together today in our Saturday, and just rode so well in the threes, or was it in the fours? In the threes. And took the win. It was a great ride. And then Paul Van Doyen, who usually he's a 4 and rides unless he just upgraded. He must have upgraded because it's a 1, 2, 3 race in the threes, in the 35 plus, and ended up 5th and just did a really good job with his ride. Very consistent. Ooh, just got a big opening. All right, so this next one, we'll do this a couple more minutes because there's been some fun opening happening. The next one I learned at my PT office with my PT, and he was showing me some things to do to open up my hips. And I think we'll start using this. I don't know if I have not seen this as an official yoga pose. Maybe it is, and I just don't see it yet. And speaking of yoga, keep tuned to the Simple Endurance coaching site. We are getting close to being done with all the upgrades to the site and to the scheduling. We're going to start getting some online classes Tuesday mornings at 6 and Thursday evenings at 6. And those will be online on Zoom on our new platform through Offering Tree. And start doing some test runs this week. And so we're getting close. It's getting incredibly exciting. All right, here comes the next part. We're going to get back into that same position with the frog. And this time it's harder to get my knees as wide when I do this variation. So I'm going to have my knees, basically as wide as my mat. Okay, so that's the first thing, as wide as the mat. Then I'm going to cross my ankles. And we are going to switch ankles later. It's not going to make a lot of difference, but it will make some difference. All right, from here, what we're going to do is, instead of pushing our hips back, we're going to, oh boy. We're going to come forward. So we'll inhale and exhale and come forward. Inhale, bring our butts back. Exhale, come forward. So this is like doing a bit of a butterfly pose. I'm going to try getting my knees a little bit wider. See what. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, let's bring him in. It's like doing a butterfly pose, but with a lot more going on. Crazy, because I get the ideas in my head, and I'm not always sure what they look like or how they turn around. And so she does a version. It's like, no. And then I make a bunch of changes, and then we figure it out. But so I think she's learning that I changed my mind a lot, but I think the end product is going to end up being really good. She's given me a lot of good feedback. My business coach, and I have a person who helps me with my yoga class marketing. She's been helping. So I have a good team, and I think we're going to be doing some good stuff. So look for announcements on the website. Look for, sign up on the for the blog. Last week's blog was kind of an update. I think that was last week or the week before. I don't remember what I did. If there's ever things that you need, I think the value that I bring in the blogs is that I'm not a sports scientist and I'm not an expert in that. I have just a lot of layman experience from racing and riding. All right, let's come back into a child's pose just to counteract that. And let's start this way. Again, in a child's pose, your knees are wide, your big toes are together. Sink your butt back towards your heels at first, and then start stretching out your top half. Feels like my tights are going to fall off here. I was wearing some compression tights because my legs were giving the restless legs today. It was weird during the day. So with the child's pose, and reach out your hands. Inhale, relax your back. Exhale, flatten and reach. We'll just be here for a minute. I appreciate you joining us tonight. We are here every Monday, right about 7:30, for Yoga for Recovery. We only take maybe 15 minutes, maybe less, maybe just a little bit more, just to work out the kinks in our hips and maybe in our shoulders. When you're doing child's pose too, you can kind of move side to side in your torso. And the goal is just to speed along recovery a little bit, help us sleep a little better. So I fully expect to be back racing next weekend. I'm not going to race Saturday. I'm just going to announce at the Kringle Cross in, don't know where it is, on a pheasant farm someplace in Wisconsin. And then Sunday I'll go down to Chicago and race there on the 55s and the 45s, provided that I'm feeling okay. We'll see how I feel. That'll be a game day.